Happy Saturday night, everybody. That's what it is for me now, anyway. Who knows? The nature of the internet. It could literally be any time that you're watching this. That's quite exciting. Anyway, we're back. I'm back to continue the Formula One game journey. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII recently, so that's the music for the bike chase scene. It's a vehicle. It counts. Alright, I think we're about ready to go here. Close the lid on my console. Oh no, I didn't time that very well. There we go. So yeah, we've done the 95 game, which released in 96, PS1. We've done the only console game of the 96 season. That was F1 Pole Position 64 on the N64. And now we're back to the good games. I mean, the N64 game was better than I thought it was going to be when I started playing it, to be fair. But everyone likes this one, if they're into F1 games. It's essentially the same as the 95 game. They just made it better. So yeah, I'm going to play a bit of this. I'm going to try and do essentially how I did it in the video. I want to try and be as consistent as possible through this series, essentially. It's just funny to call it a series. I don't know how long it's been since I actually did the 95 game. If I'm going to do the plan that I had for this of eventually playing a season on every single game, I will literally be doing these streams piecemeal until about 2029. But whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to do... Well, we're going to watch this intro first. They put enough effort into it, we may as well. Formula 197. Good. Okay. Right, Grand Prix. That's... okay, Grand Prix. So, what do we do here? We have to do Championship? I've tried... So, full disclosure, right? I've tried playing this before, and I got a bit lost in these menus. Compared to the 95 game, I don't think this is as graceful a setup, but we're gonna try our best to set this up here. And because of what I was hoping to do for this series of streams here, we're gonna play Time Tower Frampton. But because we're in the Williams in 97 here, I'm going to try and go for the championship. There are apparently some drop frames on the stream. It looks alright to me. I think that's just the resolution of the game. Anyway, we're in the Williams. This is Jacques Villeneuve. You wouldn't know it because he's driver 1 Williams, but they apparently couldn't get the right. Villeneuve himself didn't give the rights to his personal image to the developers of this game, or to anybody actually at the time. So what we can do is manually change his name to be correct. How do we remove? Not like that. Oh, I might not bother with this. If I can't get it right this time, I will just leave him as driver 1 Williams, because it's not like the commentary updates. I just think it would be... I like seeing the name correct. Oh, I'm not even spelled that right. Anyway, yeah, and Villeneuve, he had a bit of a problem with doing this for at least these PS1 games. I forget exactly when they sort of got the right to do it, also add his name in properly. Jack Williams. Alright, fine, whatever. We're not playing as him anyway. We're playing as Untitled Chapter. Or Untitled Chapter, as the name of the game puts it. Short race length. Oh, should we keep it on novice? I guess we will. I don't care about practice sessions, we'll just go straight to qualifying. While I have played this game before a little bit, I'll put it on variable weather. I'm not entirely. I feel like it's going to be one of these things where I'm going to qualify miles off, but make it up in the races. That's normally how this stuff goes. If I save my settings here. This was where I sort of got lost when I played this game the first time. You see at the bottom of the screen here, it says select options. That means you press the select button to get to this option screen. Now I didn't realize that's what that meant. I thought it was saying up and down toggle select options. So I thought you couldn't save the game. Anyway, that's irrelevant. We're not going to bother doing car setups. I think this game has that sort of stuff to a relatively deep extent as far as a PS1 racing game would go. Okay, good. I was worried that was the grid. Okay, no, we are qualifying. So we should have analog control in this. We'll find out. Looks like it. And I want T-cam view.
No!
Right, here we are in Melbourne. No, I want that view. First time that Formula 1 came to Melbourne, 1997. And you can hardly imagine a time without it. And as it should be, it's the first race of the season. I'm very glad that in 2025 it's going to be the first round again. I don't mind Bahrain, but it's not the start of an F1 season if you're not up at 5 in the morning to watch the first race, really, right, is it? So already we can sort of see some improvements over the sort of realism, I guess you would call it, from the first game, from the 95 game, because it actually... Oh, Murray's going to interrupt me here. Okay, bye whoever that is. Oh no. Anyway, I had 12 laps basically, which is the same as how it worked in real life at the time. Qualifying sessions, you had an hour, and you could set 12 laps, which realistically meant... Oh, that's my teammate, I didn't realise. I hit the Canadian. My qualifying lap, I've turned all the... I don't have any penalties on, or black flags or anything. So you should have got out of my way. That's where we stand on that. We start as we mean to go on, and I'm gonna hit him out of the way every chance I get. I'm gonna try and be fair, but yeah, we couldn't even make it a lap in without tripping over somebody. So maybe that's a fool's errand. Anyway, we will see. I think I might try and do. I'll get like a lap in that I'm happy with, so otherwise known as not that one, because I spun and hit somebody. Because as I say, you know, I think there's a chance I could go for the title here. I was playing as Frentzen for the 95 game in the Sauber. I won a few races, as I recall. It's been a while. Haven't mentioned that yet.
If he can keep this kind of speed up,
oh, Murray, no talking to me in the braking zone. That's your fault. That's not my fault. Yeah, I think we can go for championship. We should be able to anyway. At least he'll take some points off the Canadian, such as he will always be referred to.
He's up on the leader at intermediate 2.
No one else has set a time yet, so I am still the leader, but I probably shouldn't be. Well, okay.
Down into second. Down into first. Second gear. Third.
Okay, gear behind Murray. Oh, you know, I make that mistake on the modern games as well. Right, is that any better?
Okay, let's have a look at the qualifying time so far. Superb! I think we'll see him in pole position for tomorrow's race.
You know, I doubt it, because I think it's going to sort of simulate the rest of the grid now.
All the
I'm in third.
cars
I'll
are
take
in
that.
place now on the grid. The sound of those 700 horsepower engines is incredible. The red lights are beginning to come on. The lights are out.
Oh, that's a bad
It's
start.
go. They fly off the grid
Turbines got ahead of me.
towards turn one. He's lost third place. He's hit Michael Schumacher.
No, I got it. I'm alright. We made it through. I'm just so much faster than them, man.
Sensational.
I don't know if I can change the difficulty. Maybe I will have to change the difficulty a little bit. Might put it up to the second difficulty, but we'll have this one as a free one. Let's assume. Let's just assume, you know, we'll extrapolate. I'm in the lead after 4 corners. Obviously, I'll be in the lead after 5 laps. You got to remember that they've now taken that corner out. So I think something I always think is quite interesting or quite fun about playing these old F1 games is seeing how they take the censoring, all the sort of verboten sponsors. You know, obviously, this is we're still in the 90s here. This is supposed to be, that's a cigarette logo right there. You wouldn't know it, just as racing. It's Rothmans. That's oh no, that's Qantas. That's all right. Yeah, we went under a Marlborough bridge, which just had the the barcode thing. The Ferraris just say Ferrari on them. Yeah, I definitely put difficulty up a bit. I'm not supposed to be leading up for by 4 seconds. Alright, whatever. So, you know, what do you come here for if not for me slowly figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing? Instead of actually testing properly. I don't know. I'm not going to be too harsh on myself. I feel like it's quite difficult to play these games completely seriously. You know, regardless of how hard you try. But maybe I'm just bad. And that's just what I say to make myself feel better. Hard to know. I always think of the Jimmy Broadbent streams of this game, where he kind of does. I believe the kind of settings that I'm doing for this now, like now, you know, makes me feel like I'm sort of doing it in sort of in about as canon a way as anybody would expect, I suppose. I've been talking over the race order here. I'm in the lead. That's all that matters.
He's really been pushing hard to get some clean air and keep track position.
Thanks, Martin. Yeah, Martin Brundle, they've, just like in real life, they've got him in the commentary alongside Murray Walker. It's sort of a, it's an advertising pull on the back of the box, is that they've got the ITV commentary team. And Martin Brundle has like nothing useful to say. Hello. How are we going? I've lost some time, but I'm 11 seconds clear.
He crosses the line, only 3 more laps left.
Yeah, so 5 laps for every race we're going to be doing in the season, compared to, like, I feel like it was a 5% distance on a 95 game, which meant that obviously it was a different amount of laps for every track, and it was sometimes like 2 laps for an entire race, which is, you know, that's not really a race at that point. But what it does mean is that I'll probably not be able to do this entire season in one stream. I'm certainly not expecting to be able to, because it took me about 3 hours of streaming to do the entire 95 season in a single stream. And this one has more races, and they're all longer because they're all 5 laps instead of most of them are 3. So we'll see how it looks when we get to maybe sort of round like 8 or something. I'll probably split this in 2, and leave myself with another sort
The
of
sky
massive
is beginning to
gap,
darken, and if I look up
or
from the commentary
hanging
box,
series that I've
I
yet
can
to finish,
see
because
quite
I'm
a few
still due
clouds
to do
overhead now.
the second half of Spyro the Dragon, which I thought about doing tonight as well. Or instead, well, you know, I did briefly think about doing a sort of combo stream. That would be probably quite a long night.
It's the penultimate
Maybe not.
lap.
Maybe not the sort of thing I would frankly be that interested in doing. Anyway, yeah, I am going to do Spyro the Dragon at some point. I thought about doing that, but I was feeling in a bit of an F1 mood earlier.
He's braking hard.
I started watching the 2006 season on F1 TV earlier. I was like, what can I have on as like background noise while I'm like doing the dishes? And I was like, yes, the 2006 Bahrain Grand Prix, obviously.
Let's hope the clouds continue to disperse and we see a little sunshine out on the
Oh
sky.
no, I forgot. Yeah, so I put variable weather on.
Finally got the chance. This year is
So-
the Williams Renault, the most powerful package in
Oh, what's
Grand
Ryan
Prix
talking about
racing, to prove what an excellent driver he really is.
We're talking about how the Williams is the best car, and I'm absolutely dominating in it. I'm hopefully it lets me change the difficulty. I'm going to be a little bit annoyed if I just literally can't. But maybe if I can't change it, I might just not qualify and see if I can do like a last to first kind of thing. It'll at least show us more drivers and cars to look at. Because yeah, they are, you know, obviously all the cars are here, except for Lolas, the MasterCard Lolas, which in real life attempted to qualify for this race and were
Only one more
so
lap to
incredibly
go.
slow that the team shut down and everyone got fired. Technically correct.
Race order. In
Okay, so I'm the
place,
first.
Heights Harold Frenson.
Who's next? Is it still
Second,
Williams number one?
number one. In third, Michael Schumacher. In fourth
Irvine?
place, Eddie
Yeah.
Irvine.
Okay.
In fifth, Olivier Panis.
Okay, that makes sense.
In sixth position, Gerhard Berger.
Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough. Nothing crazy going on here. I wonder if I could turn like failures on actually. That might be slightly interesting to do as well. Again, yeah, maybe I should have actually looked at the settings that I was choosing before I started playing, but oh, am I made of money? It does feel good to be able to play this with analog controls though. I don't think the digital controls in the 95 game are like, they're better than you'd think they'd be, but there is obviously this is way better. Pretty much anything that I don't really like about this game in comparison to the 95 game is that I don't like how shrunken all the HUD stuff is, like the position indicators
He
and
takes the
lap
checkered
text and stuff.
flag. What a superb race this.
So that's a problem of cutting off the text at the end of the race. Oh, that's a funky looking picture of Jean Lacey. You're right, my dude. Do you want to load? I can hear you going. There you go. J. Williams. I should probably change his surname, you know. Whatever. It's Villeneuve. We all know it's Villeneuve. 10 points. Williams 16, Ferrari 7, Prost 2, Benetton 1. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can change anything. No, I have to back all the way out to change. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'll do, is I just won't qualify. That'll be easy, won't it? I'll speed things up, actually, because it'll mean that I don't have to, like... I should have just, like, pressed skip, actually. But yeah, I'll just start at the back every race. You don't get any points for qualifying. 5 laps to get to the front. Arcade? Why don't I just do arcade mode? No, I don't know. What is it?
we're
Oh, it's raining.
nearly ready for the start now. The drivers are on the grid.
Am I on slicks in the
They're
rain?
ready for the off. Now the Brazilian Grand Prix starts. It's really raining now. This is going to cause no end of problems.
I don't know. I don't feel it. I mean, I'm not accelerating very fast. Chug, 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 chug.
Superlative! He forces his way through. He's up to flying.
Okay, no, I think I'm alright. But I might be on slicks, you know. I don't even, it looks like slicks, but I don't know if they bother accounting for that. Surely they wouldn't start you on slicks.
And he goes through.
I mean, it feels alright, so I'll just carry on. And we're up to 7th by the time we get to turn 3.
He's hit Berger.
I've hit Berger. Siding through. Oh, that's lazy.
Of course, the reward for driving like this should be vital points for the driver and the team. Well, he must have taken his
I just realised I'm using the wrong
camera
camera as well.
and ended up in the back of the car in front.
Okay, there we go.
Oh dear, that was a terrible smash. Excellent.
Oh, slow. You don't have to brake there. Alright.
He takes 4.
Why do I do this to myself? This happened on the N64 game as well, where I accidentally realised I was playing on easy the entire time.
He's been caught napping there.
I thought to be fair, they are pretty much driving the way I thought they would, but... No, was that lightning? This game do that? I suppose I did put the variable weather on, so I can't be too surprised. Whoa, he's slow.
This is classic racing. He's moved up to 2nd place. We're into the 2nd lap.
Oh, where's the turning point? There you go. Yeah, that's definitely lightning. Christ. Can you imagine if they raced like this in real life? I'm not sure they ever did.
Amazing!
For all the
Up into 1st position.
sort of, back in my day, they were racing all sorts of weather. I still don't think they would probably have raced in conditions like this. Here we go. This is how we balance with the difficulty. I just got to drive like an idiot.
In 1st place, Michael Schumacher. In 2nd position,
Right, I've only got chased down with Michael Schumacher. Easy, right?
3rd, Williams.
Oh, I'm slipping.
In 4th place, Jean Alesi. In 5th place,
Whoa.
Ralph Schumacher.
Whoa.
In 6th, Eddie Irvine.
Okay, so maybe the track just wasn't considered wet at the start of the race. And now it is, because I'm definitely sliding about quite a lot now. This is interesting. I didn't think I would have this situation. Certainly not so quickly.
Now he's in 1st place.
Well, we're taking the lead, so we'll see where we go from here. Can't keep it on the track. The suspense.
Only
I don't know.
3 laps to go.
The draw distance, I'm sure, is actually better than this, and this is just what happens when the weather's bad, but yeah, I definitely can't actually see where anything is. Wait, which one of those is the... Oh! I'm looking at a gap. Wasn't looking where I was going. Is he coming past me? Where is he? Well, they didn't pit, did they? No one's pitted, have they? Yeah, that's the corner. I might see what happens if I do pit. I'm sure. There I go, it's slipping again. No, you know what? I'm not going to pit. I'm going to stick it out because I don't think the game is capable of. I underestimate it at my peril. I don't think it's capable of making it quite this bad. Or worse, any worse than this. You know what I mean? Well, that's my fault. I got on the curb. Accurate simulation. It's what? I couldn't say. Let's say simulator or simulation. Simulation. That's what this is. That's what these games are. We're not having Simcade. It's a simulation. No, I was actually, I distracted myself because I was thinking about whether I have watched, I have watched this real life race. I've watched this whole season.
There are only 2 laps left in which
at some
to
point,
decide the race.
but I don't remember a lot of the individual. There are the really famous specific events, obviously, but I think I get a lot of the sort of middle of the season mixed up with similar races. Like, this isn't the one where the McLarens like stall at the start. I don't think. I think that's a different one. Whoa, that's where the corner was.
Fredson, that's onto the grass.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for your insight. There we go. You're right there, Murray. We haven't heard that yet. That's the Martin Brundle line. If he's queued to come in, most of the time it's just to say, "You're right there, Murray," like when Murray Walker to something. Actually, no. Like, it is cool to have them as the commentators. Obviously it'd be pretty cool if the modern games had kind of in-race commentary, considering that they go to the trouble of getting the actual commentators to do the stuff before and after the race, but they don't do anything during. But at the same time, probably very distracting. Mario Walker's we've not had him just yet go on his very long rant that he likes to go on in this game about the seating position. When I played this before, I felt like that came up like every other race. With Murray talking about how the drivers lie down in the cars and all this stuff.
Race order. In first place,
Say it.
Harold Fredson.
Yay!
Second, Michael Schumacher. Third,
Ugh.
Williams number 1.
I'm catching myself out. I'm like trying to avoid
Hard Berger.
going off again. There we go.
Fifth place,
Break too early.
John Alesi. In 6th position, Ralph Schumacher.
It's kind of just a problem with like any game on this engine is going to have that problem. Well, it's nothing to do with the engine, I should say. It's just that the tracks aren't perfectly recreated. So the straights are a little bit. Some of the straights are a bit exaggeratedly long. So it's like you don't brake where you think you have to, and then you don't know how long you can hold it off for. So eventually, the corner shows up, and you weren't ready for it, and you go flying. Ooh. Well, I actually got the opposite lock going there for a second. That was interesting. And we survive.
He crosses the line to euphoric applause.
Oh, same picture again. Is this going to be every loading screen? This is our treat. After every race, we get to stare at Jean Alesi, who's going through some shit. Alright, Argentina. What do I do if I skip it from the menu here? Well, it'll give me the grid rundown, which is what I was
Welcome to
kind of hoping
Buenos
for.
Aires and the Autodromo Oscar Alfredo Galvez for this year's Argentine Grand Prix. Neither the drivers nor the teams particularly like the track. They find it difficult to get to grips with its narrow, twisty 2.6 miles. This was highlighted last year when there were several accidents.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm glad I've done it this way now, because yeah, Murray has like Little scathing quotes about tracks he doesn't like. It's kind of wild to me that. No, this isn't even the final year, because they did this in '98 as well. They raced here. So yeah, the idea that in an official F1 game, you just got the commentator just saying, "Oh yeah, this track's rubbish. No one likes this one." Makes me feel vindicated though, because I can't say I like this track very much either. And watch the frame rate struggle as we get cars on screen here.
Amazing! He's got past!
Yeah, the thing I remember about playing this track on when I played this before is that this is like they censor the alcohol sponsors. Obviously, this here that says faster is supposed to be Foster's, and in the '95 game it was, and that was noteworthy in itself. It was just this massive Foster's ad. Which is, obviously nobody actually cares about that, but you can tell that it predates things like Peggy, where if you mention alcohol at all, your game instantly becomes an 18. That was Panos' fault. Why would you break there?
Look at that! He probably just lost concentration for a second, and that was all it took.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll say that. I guess that's kind of true. No, in fact, when I was playing this before, I did that exact same thing. I should have remembered that, to be fair. The AI will break there when they don't need to. But yeah, when I played this for the first time, I had flags on, and I got black flagged for doing that.
It's incredible. These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a minute, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds. Into lap 2 now.
It's how early they brake, see?
He's absolutely
digital controls, like, it's not that I'm like braking hard. There's only one degree of acceleration and braking you can even do on this controller.
He's up on the leader at split 1.
Okay, this is maybe more like it though, because at least I'll probably, if I win this one, then something's like gone really surprisingly well. So yeah, we just need more of these tracks where they just decide to be stupid and put me in the gravel on lap 1. Anyway, on the note of digital analog controls, it is, as much as I was saying that it's nice to have analog control for steering, you can tell that this game, or the engine wasn't like designed for it, because it's not exactly a fluid analog steering solution. I think it's possible that the analog sticks here basically just map to the D-pad. That doesn't make sense actually, because there is some level of like proportionality to how you steer. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not actually an analog steering engine. They just mapped it to sort of 3 different kind of degrees of turning, if that makes any sense. Well, anyway. The reason I say this, I am guessing, but I'm not entirely just guessing, because I can't set any controller options, because it doesn't treat this as, I'm using a standard DualShock here, but it doesn't treat that as being what it calls a proportional controller, which I've never seen that expression used before, and I wonder if that's like, because they didn't know if analog would be the term or not, so they called it like proportional. And does this game work with like the Nedgecon or whatever? I guess it might do. I don't know if there was like a steering wheel that this was designed to work with. Back in the day I did have a PS1 steering wheel, very briefly. For playing Gran Turismo 2 mostly. It was the only driving game I actually had on PS1 when I was little. But I didn't understand how it worked. So as far as I'm concerned, I just got this steering wheel that didn't work because it just sent me into a wall. And I think back on what I was doing with it when I was like 7, I was like, yeah, okay, obviously I was just steering hard, like, to left or right, and not actually treating it like a wheel. But, in my defense, I was stupid, and I didn't have a stand or a desk to put it on, so what was I supposed to do with it? Anyway. I didn't think I would recover so quickly, to be honest. I did say we're going for the championship. I guess I shouldn't sort of be... It's a funny feeling when you're playing these racing games and you're like, oh no, I'm doing too well. I'm doing unrealistically well. They call that the Max Verstappen experience. But that is completely true, of course. Formula 1 is like the absolute worst, dumbest motorsport in the world, but it's the one I watch, and it's the one that, regardless of all the problems with it, I keep paying attention to it. I've tried being an IndyCar guy, I've tried being an endurance guy, I've tried watching MotoGP, I got into Formula E for a little while, but none of those just feel so naturally appealing to me, even at their most stupid, than F1. So I know.
The car in front will be getting worried after that lap time. Superb! That's up into second. Let's see how they stand now. The race leader.
Well, it's just what I like about playing these old games. Is that obviously, I can't claim to have any nostalgia for this. Obviously, this game is F1 97. It's the 97 season. It came out in 1997. The other thing about 1997 is it was the year I was born, so I can't claim to have any actual nostalgia for this. Whoa. But it feels nostalgic anyway, you know.
He's been overtaken by the Canadian.
If your brain is just full of pointless F1 facts and statistics, like mine is, even if you weren't there to see it, it's cool knowing that this game was, I think. Where it's like, oh yeah, just an accurate representation of what F1 was like in the 97 season. A few things notwithstanding. Driver 1 Williams. None of the driver changes are in this one, because this actually came out during the season. It's not like the 95 game.
It's a win for Michael Schumacher. The
that was close,
Tifosi will
everyone.
be absolutely ecstatic.
Oh, you know what? There are some frame drops on the stream, actually. I've just noticed that. I'm just checking the... I'm pretty sure the recording should be alright. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't worry about it. But I did see my live viewers go up a bit and then drop again. So I think that's might actually be a little bit distracting to watch live, and I apologise for that. Yeah, so we're still running away in the distractors, which is fair enough, but Schumacher's got a win. And now it's time for Imola. We do... Well, I could do manual gears, actually. That could No, I'm not going to bother with that. What do you have to say about Imola? Mother?
Welcome to the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, named in honor of the father and son who founded probably the most famous sports car manufacturers in the world, and home of the San Marino Grand Prix. This circuit is set in some of the most beautiful Italian countryside, and it's got perhaps the most passionate crowd of any in the Grand Prix calendar. However, since the introduction of the new chicanes for safety reasons, it's really become less of a driver's circuit.
Again, interesting. Like, this is only 3 years after
The drivers
Senna and
are
Ratzelberg
ready for the
died.
start. They're lined up on the grid.
We don't hear a lot of opinions about what old Imola was like. That's actually quite interesting from a historical perspective, actually. So I feel like there aren't that many sort of professionals, I guess, whether former drivers or what, who would say anything too harsh about the Imola redesigns, because of the reason that they were made, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to talk too harshly about something that was done to avoid any more terrible deaths, you know? Oh, there's a corner there somewhere. There we go.
Look at that. He probably just lost concentration for a second, and that was all it took. It looks
Oh, he
like
turned it on me there, come on.
there.
I'm not going to say that I've been driving perfectly this race here, but it's not all my fault. Come on. I've always liked Imola though. I thought it was very exciting when F1 2021 finally brought Imola back for the modern games. It's cool that it's in F1 2013 as well. I think there's sort of a, for you know, even though we've just heard that apparently it's considered less of a driver's circuit now or whatever. Yeah, I like it. It's just fun to drive around. Very high speed. It's funny though, cause whoa! Yeah, I have. Sent him up in the air. Christ, never seen an AI spin like that without my involvement. I'm sure I said this on every other F1 stream I've done, but man, I can't imagine actually playing these games with like damage on and stuff.
He just hit Damon Hill.
Yeah, sorry Damon.
They stand now. The race leader,
Ooh.
Williams, #1. In second
Oh, I was getting
position,
distracted by the pop-in.
Michael Schumacher. In third place, Gerhard Berger.
If only I'd said that while it was actually, while I was actually being distracted and not. It sounds like I'm just like scheming that while I'm like, whatever.
In sixth place, Eddie Irvine.
How can it not be a driver's circuit, you know? Like, I'm a terrible driver and I'm doing badly. Like, there you go.
His time is definitely slower than the leaders at this point.
That's on me. My car's not slow, it's just...
The weather's getting overcast now. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse.
Yeah, this whole weather thing that I've turned on here is actually making it slightly interesting. Especially because checking that car setup screen before this race, I am actually now fairly convinced that I did have slicks in Brazil. I think everyone did though, so... I'm not entirely sure how much of that is simulated properly, or, you know, attempted properly, but whatever. That was Hill again? What?
He was actually going faster than the race leader over the first section of the course.
Oh, it's definitely looking darker over this way, isn't it?
He's done a fantastic job.
I always thought it was interesting how all the grass in Imola is yellow for some reason. Because it is all grass here, I'm pretty sure. It's not now, it's not nowadays. But... Thank you guys, take those positions.
And he goes through. Let's have a look at the race order lower down. 7th, John Alesi. In 8th place, Heinz Harold Frentzen. In 9th place, Johnny Herbert.
Now, honestly, this is kind of turning into the race I kind of wanted it to be.
Brilliant! His lap time is quicker than the car he's chasing.
Yeah, there's a real chance for some points here, but it's not. I'm not dozens of seconds in the lead. I'm not going to go for that. I think this is the thing ultimately. Although it's born out of the AI just being complete idiots, it gives you this like interesting approach to battling, where it's like they actually give you the chance to back out if you don't think that the AI is going to like let you, and you're like you're fast enough you're enough faster than them. Doesn't make any sense. Whereas like, you know, here I could,
Let's see how his time
like, if I'd have stayed on the outside there, I would have just like collided into both of them and probably had a spin. But I got to pick my battles, get on the grass, and spin 2 corners later. You see, that's the options that this game gives you.
Look at this! Look at
And that's just a bit of traffic jam.
And the potential 4 championship points have just slipped out of his grasp.
There's still one more lap. I can do it. Ye of little faith.
Only one more lap to go. Beautiful. That lap will certainly help him catch the car in front. Let's see how they
Man,
stand
I wish I
now.
just kept the weather on sunny, you know.
The race
It's not
leader,
very nice looking when it's like
number
this.
1. In second place, Michael Schumacher. In
I'm going for
third
it.
position, Gerhard
Oh, I shouldn't have gone for it.
He's hit Berger. Moving nicely through the field now. That's 4th.
Can we get him? Ooh, not like that.
That's an excellent second split, faster than the race leader.
Come on. I don't know where he is. Okay. I'm glad they took this chicane out though, actually. That's probably the one thing that I don't like about
I'm sure Frank Williams and the rest of the Williams team
this version of
will be
Imola is the
absolutely
final
delighted
chicane.
with this
Glad they got
win.
rid of that. Oh hey, new picture. With some of the settings imposed over it. What's up with that? Oh wait, hang on, isn't this because this game has an entry on the cutting room floor, which, you know, not a lot of sort of annual sports games do. But I think somewhere in the disc for this, there's like a picture of that. It's that Schumacher picture, but the Marlboro on his helmet like isn't censored like it's supposed to be. Fascinating, I know. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. I want to hear what Mario said, but I think if I instead of saying skip the race, I think if I go to the car setup screen, I think it'll take me back to this section for the race, and he'll give his little spiel, because I want to know what he's going to say about Monaco. End of qualifying session, turn to car setup. Is it now going to load for ages? I think it probably is. Oh, hey, Jean. That's interesting. Qualifying classification. Start section. And yeah, I know I'm starting last in Monaco, but
This is picturesque Monaco in Monte Carlo, the most famous Grand Prix of the motor racing season, and jewel in the crown of Formula One. The atmosphere here is incredible, but often the narrow, twisty course and the lack of overtaking opportunities can make the race itself a bit of a foregone conclusion. But this was emphatically not the case last year. Drama seemed to follow drama. Schumacher going out on the first lap, Hill and De Lacy both taking the lead and then retiring, and then Olivier Panis coming out the eventual, well-deserved winner. Let's hope today's race will be just as eventful.
Nice. See, that's the sort of thing that you do sort of miss when the commentator isn't so
The
involved.
drivers are getting ready for the start. They're lined up on the grid.
You never get sort of round up. I mean, it doesn't help in the modern F1 games actually that they clearly just use the same voice clips that they've been using for years anyway.
Look at that!
Yeah, look at this, alright.
Truly,
Very well.
this is the critical time now.
Oh, I've hit Stuart.
Cloud straight into the back of the car in front.
It's fine. It's all fine. Don't worry.
This is terrific. That was a superb start.
Yeah, pretty good start for me actually. You know, how many people do you ever see gain 10 places off the start in Monaco?
Branson. That was definitely a knock on the barrier.
Well, ooh, that's very dark for me actually in here. I don't know how that's looking on the recording.
That was definitely a knock on the barrier. That's past to Nicola Larini.
Ooh. I'm sorry, there's just going to be a lot of noises in this race. Oh no, wait, yeah. Swimming pool's way tighter than you think it is, and Last Gas is like a brick wall. Whoa!
Two cars may just have touched. That's a Williams. I think that was contact with the barrier.
Yeah, I think that was probably contact. That's a very rare overtaking maneuver. You don't see a lot of that.
His lap time is quicker than the car he's chasing.
Alright, sorry,
He's
Herbert.
hit Johnny Herbert.
Oh, why? Sometimes you just know when they're going to turn in on you.
It looks like the car behind just smashed straight into his rear.
Haha, that's right, blame him.
He was actually going faster than the race leader over the first section of the course.
Well, it struggles here, I'll tell you that much. The steering feels weirdly heavy when you're going that slowly. And then because everyone's so slow and all the cars are still like right up behind you, the frame rate really dips as well, so that's a bit annoying.
Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Ralph Schumacher. In fifth place, Giancarlo Fisichella. Hang on. That's an excellent second split, faster than the race leader. Sixth, Gerhard Berger. He's collided with Alesi.
Alright, keep your hair on. It's all good. We're gonna do it.
Only 3 laps to go.
Whoa, come on!
Oh
Okay.
no. He obviously mistimed his braking and ended up hitting the car in front. This is classic racing. This
Well,
is
come on!
good for
There we go.
championship
Fair move.
racing.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
A bit of dodgem cars going
Oh.
on the track today. He's hit Fisichella.
Yeah, you can't pin that entirely on me.
This is terrible. A real shunt between these two. He must have been braking much harder than the car behind. Up into fifth.
Fair moves only. That's a fair move. Why are you going so slow, my dude?
Excellent second split, faster than the race leader.
Oh, we're only on lap 3, really?
Was that a bit of argy-bargy there, Martin?
You're right there, Murray.
Yeah, you're right there, Murray. Let's do it. It's funny, if you watch, you go back and watch the '97 season. And it's Martin Brundle's first season doing commentary, and it's like, you know, the first couple of races in particular. Really, not long after he basically got fired from his him being a driver. I forget exactly the chronology of his stuff, but I think he expected to be in Jordan for '97, like, you know, until kind of the 11th hour. I think I forget which of Fisichella or Schumacher they took at sort of such short notice, but either way, my theory has always been that it was during that sort of period that they got him in to do the voice for this game. Because you see, he sort of has this air in all of his commentary kind of sound bites here, where it just doesn't sound like he wants to be there at all. And it's just kind of the same. I mean, it might just be that he's not that bothered about doing video game stuff, because these days he's not in the games at all, and he basically, in all the games where he does sound like it, yeah, so it's probably an ITV thing now I think about it, because yeah, like the back of the box, like the box of F1 98, which we'll get to at some point, sort of mentions ITV surprisingly prominently. So yeah, I suspect ITV made Martin Wendell do all the commentary. He wasn't interested. Right, can we do last to first in Monaco? We've only got one car to pass here.
In second place, Heights Harold Benson. What's happened? He's hit Michael Schumacher. In third,
I've done it again. It's easy.
Williams
Really easy.
Fourth, Eddie Irvine.
Oh, zips. Zips!
Ralph
That was a great move.
That's into first place.
Amazing racing for the lead in Monaco. I've gone from last on the grid. I've taken the lead on the final lap with only like 18 crashes and 2 airborne moments. You just don't see racing like this anywhere else.
It's Benson. Just a touch of the barrier.
Can anyone possibly stop me from running away with this championship with a performance like that under my belt? What is that building supposed to be? I mean, like, I realise now where I think it's like, what is that round building? There's a round building, it's like near Wembley. It's not Wembley Stadium. It's not really a building, it's just kind of like poles in like a circle, and there's like sort of brown panels between each of them. This is like something that, like, unless you very specifically drive in London the same way I do whenever I do, you won't know what I'm talking about, but that's at the final corner of Monaco in this game. I can't believe it. I don't know what it is in real life. I don't know what it is here, but you know, it must be the same thing. 8 points, the gap. Damn, 68 points. There's no way either one of us can get a 6th place to get 1 more point. Anyway, listen, is this Spain? That's a weird Spain track map. Probably the angle's a bit funny.
The Circuit de Catalunya here in Barcelona is the scene for the Spanish Grand Prix 1997. This is quite a challenging course, just under 3 miles, a good mixture of bends and a long start and finish straight for overtaking. And that's unusual for a modern circuit. Michael Schumacher, no doubt, will be hoping to reproduce his win here in '96, when the rain caused so many problems for most of the field, but not for him.
Hell yeah, we love a history lesson.
The drivers are getting ready for the start. They're lined up on the grid. When the last red light goes out, the race starts. Go!
I don't know how to get a better start than that.
Streaming down to the first.
You know, obviously I don't need it.
This is classic racing. And he goes through.
Do I dare? I shouldn't have dared. Oh, I shouldn't have dared. Oh my god.
What was that? Are you alright?
He'll be wanting to hold on to his position for dear life now, because it'll mean all important championship points. He's up to
I didn't think it was possible to get the engineer's voice when you don't have any damage on. Alright. Learn something new every day. We've gone from last to 6th.
New safety rules for the design of
on the
car
first lap
this
just
year
by
have
smashing
been
out everyone else.
to
Oh,
the
dearie
portable
me.
structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event
That was on purpose. I thought it was unfair of me what I did, so I've just given up those places. It wasn't that I just bottled it.
Like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing. Oh my word! He's collided with a
Have I?
lady.
Did I? When did that happen?
He's passed Mikasalo.
It's kind of the classic bit of sort of joke that you have to do when you play this game. Is already, you know, it's the same with the last game as well, where it's like clearly they queue up sort of Murray's commentary moments to just play whenever the current file is done. You know what I mean? So he's on quite a long spiel there, and then when that ended, they had a sort of cue for him to react, and he apparently hitting the Lacey at some point. So there's always a massive delay, so like, depending on what happens and when.
It looks like there was a coming together there.
Just a little bit. Just seemed worse.
That was actually a better first split than the current leader.
Like, there's a really good sense of speed in this game.
If he can keep it,
Like, weirdly.
finish in the points.
Like, you wouldn't necessarily think that it would be, but you can see the car like bouncing, and when it hits like bumps and stuff, and that really helps, I think.
Gerhard Berger in third position.
And you know when you nail a corner, and you can just like pin the throttle at the apex and just keep going around it, and you just get faster and faster. It's really cool. Like when this game works properly, I think it still like holds up really well. There's obviously lots of ways that it's very clearly showing its edge. All this popping and the flickering textures, which is the same on the last game as well.
He's collided with a Lacey.
Okay,
What was that?
I'll take that one. But at the same time,
there are only 3 laps left in this race now.
whatever.
The car
I can't prove my point, I suppose. That's, you know, one of the ways that's really starting to show its age a little bit. It's just like the collisions are just whatever the game feels like doing. They're a lot bouncier in this game than they are in the 95 game.
Superb! He's up on the leader at split 1.
Like the 95 game had a real tendency of like if you collided with anybody, you would just like grind to a halt and nothing would happen.
He really is acquitting himself exceptionally well, despite his lack of experience.
He's hit Berger!
And instead that now happens on this one.
Oh dear. Schumacher's managed to get past. That's up into second. He's actually up on the leader's time at split 2.
I don't know where I thought I was there. Just zoned out for a second. I have no excuse for that one. That was just me being bad. Ooh, Michael Joy come through.
He's only got 2 laps to go.
I keep hitting the D-pad. I knew that L2 and R2 were to change camera. Change camera. But apparently, if you have analog mode enabled, that's what left and right and the D-pad do as well. So I guess it does know that I've got analog on. What am I saying? You can't even use analog sticks on a PS1 game if there's no analog enabled. As I know, as I mentioned earlier, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time. I picked a really good time to start playing it, right when everyone's talking about the new one that's just come out. But I always seem to do that. My now ongoing for years play of the Yakuza series always seems to pick up right when a new game comes out that I'm years behind on getting to because I started to play games released like 5 years ago or more. Come on, Jack. Jack Williams. I'm gonna try and be fair to you, but
And it's the last lap of
if
the
you're gonna let me go, then
He's
off I'll go.
closing the gap in front. Now he's in first place. Race order. Heights Harold French.
All you're gonna have to do is hope that I bottle it, and stranger things have happened. To be fair.
Giancarlo Fisichella.
I mean, that's part of the reason that I struggle to sort of picture what this game looks like if you do engage all the rules and stuff. Because I can't... Like, how would you race the AI like this? I know that it's probably because I've got it on easiest setting, that they're probably not getting full acceleration going and all that sort of thing. So that's probably like why I'm able to just sail past him on the straight like that. But, like... we're not going to make the AI any better at, like... We're not going to... Surely, I believe they do, but... An AI on hard on this game surely isn't going to be able to capitalise if you miss a breaking point or whatever and dive in underneath you. Like, it's not going to be more aggressive, it'll just be faster, I would assume. I know how these games work. Games of this vintage. I don't feel that bad.
There is the
You know, we're seeing quite a lot of the game. Albeit in a bit of a strange way, playing it this way. I mean, anything would be, or would sort of make more sense than doing like a full race every single, you know, season. What am I saying? Like doing 100% race distance for an entire season. Oh, Larini got a point. That's a point for Salva. Canada. I know there are some YouTubers who make it like their thing is, you know, going through and doing a full 100% race on all of these old games.
Welcome
and I really respect
Canadian
that.
Grand Prix here in Montreal.
I just can't imagine having the time.
After the great Canadian driver Gilles Villeneuve. You'd never imagine that the circuit here, next to the Olympic rowing basin and the St. Lawrence River, was put together especially for the race each year. Apart from the barriers, which are close into the track and can catch out the unwary. The chicanes, which break up its long straights, make this technically quite a tough race. But last year, Damon Hill made it look easy by winning from pole position to checkered flag. The Canadian fans had to settle for a second place for their countrymen.
It's always very funny how they have to like really trip or like word the sentences to avoid talking about Jack Villeneuve. It must have like, from my understanding, it was quite a late call from Villeneuve's people to not let him be in the game because hidden, like, or you know, within the game's data there is like Murray Walker commentary information specifically for Villeneuve. It doesn't only refer to him as the Canadian or like the Williams driver or whatever. So I don't know exactly when that decision was made or when they sort of got that information, but yeah, you don't really think about how that would have been part of the development process at one point, as someone being told, oh yeah, we have like the rights to all the teams and like the Formula 1 iconography and all the sponsors and all of the racetracks, but the real world champion won't let us use his name. So we're going to have to rewrite all the commentary information to get rid of him. And I once again just turfed somebody out of the race without meaning to.
Oh no! He just collided with Deniz!
Deniz collided with me, come on. So does this... No, this isn't... I was worried for a second that they might just reuse the 95 map for this track, where it had all sorts of weird chicanes in the back straight. because it doesn't get the second corner right, or you know, it gets this part. This part's like fine for the most part, but it doesn't get turn 3 and 4 right. I'm pretty sure these have never been. Well, actually, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong about that. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure those corners have basically always been the same as they are now, but I'm just thinking about the real life race here in '97, where Panis had his crash basically there, and he's going fast enough to break his legs. So maybe it used to be a lot faster. Maybe that's why they changed it, in fact.
Williams, number 1.
Wait, that was only 4th? I missed that.
Hang on. He's actually up on the leader's time at split 2. 6th. Jean Alesi. This is looking good for championship points if he can keep it up.
Whoop.
He's taken 5th position. Moving nicely through the field now. That's 4th.
Oh, I feel bad taking a podium off this Jordan. He's done well to get up there. Whoa! Okay.
Only 3 more laps left. Beautiful! His lap time is quicker than the car he's chasing.
Oh, why are you braking there, man?
He's off the road for a split second and ended up in the back of the car in front. He's got through to 3rd.
Yeah, I no longer feel bad about that. That was yeah, it was silly. What was I supposed to do about that? Oh man, it's not the only game that does that. To be fair, there are other old racing games where for some reason the AI just brakes on corner exit, but it's always annoying.
He's dropping back a bit.
I'll say it again, this is why I can't imagine playing this game with the rules on, because that would have been deemed completely my fault, because I steamed into the back of him.
A bit of dodge cars going on out on the track today.
Come on, we can get a real race going here.
He's only got 2 laps.
I know they're gonna brake here, and they're gonna brake. Basically, I'm gonna get brake check.
He's calm. He's relaxed. He is in charge.
So I'm gonna hang back for a second to see if he does it again. Yep. What is that about? Why do they brake? Just push me out. That's fine. These guys are impossible to race with. Impossible.
The sky is beginning to darken, and if I look up from the commentary box, I can see quite a few clouds overhead now.
Alright, your rich defense has nothing. Oh, yes, it does.
What was that? Are you alright?
And with a sickening crunch, the 2 cars have come together. That's into 2nd position. And he's on his last lap now. Yes! The car in front will be getting worried after that lap time.
There you go, that's the fastest way around the track, is have somebody clip you on the rear wheels so that you go flying up in the air.
In 2nd place,
Why has nobody thought of this? Whoa!
In 3rd place, Gerhard Berger. In 4th position, Williams number 1.
It's kind of interesting. I can hear the disc drive going between these voice lines. I don't recall hearing that before.
Jean Alesi.
He's only young, but he really shows a talent beyond his years.
I can barely hear that, Martin. I think he was saying that I'm a talent beyond my years, which is a nice thing to say.
He's closing the gap.
Oh, come on, Michael.
Michael Schumacher. I've said
Right, my
so
Schumacher
many
Schumacher
times
moment.
before, Martin, but I'll say it again.
No, I'm
Pitching is
literally
one thing,
going to
passing
stop
is
and
quite
let him
another.
through and avoid
Up into
having that happen
first
again.
position.
No, I'm not.
Gerhard Berger's taken him.
Oh, let Berger win the race. Yeah, that's fine. He deserves it. After I killed him before. There's no rules though, so I just got away with it. Sending Schumacher from the lead down to 5th.
Gerhard Berger. Benetton are really on form now.
I feel bad about that. I didn't think that would be so effective. I'm sorry, Michael. I didn't mean it. Yeah, I'm now 18 points in the lead. What is this now? Manual. I'll probably do a couple more races for this session, and then I'll probably call it a night. I'm a little bit more tired than I thought I was going to be.
This is Magny-Cours.
We'll be about halfway, actually.
We're about to see the French Grand Prix.
After
The track
after
here has
these
only
next
been
couple.
in use since 1991, and to be honest, it's not much liked, although it is the home of the French Grand Prix. It's a track that teams find very difficult to set a car up for. It's very smooth, and it's got quite a strange selection of corners, especially the extremely tight bend into the starting straight. In 1996, this was the scene of yet another hill victory. After he took over the lead early on from Michael Schumacher, he retired with engine trouble.
That's I mean, that's not incorrect, but I think it's worth pointing out that Schumacher's engine failure was on the formation
The
lap.
drivers are getting ready.
He had pole, but didn't start the race.
On the grid.
Whatever.
When the last red light
It's
goes
extremely
out,
funny though.
race
Just
starts.
whenever they hype it up, it was like, oh yeah, the start of the race. Everyone hates this track. It sucks. No one likes racing here.
They fly off the grid towards turn one.
I think Magny-Cours is quite nice to tread, to be honest, for the most part. I understand why they don't actually race here anymore, because there's almost none of the races here that are ever actually any good.
He's off to a flying start.
But a couple of corners aside, I actually think it's quite nice to drive. McDonald. Oof.
Spectacular overtaking there. It's Fredson. He's been overtaken. I think the two cars may just have touched.
Who's this McLaren? Why is he so far down?
He's just hit the
I thought it would be. Oh, Mika, wide. Oh, that's sort of my fault. I haven't enabled some sort of cartoon physics cheat,
They
have I?
just touched, I think. There doesn't seem to be any damage. Something must be wrong. He's dropping back.
Oh, someone, please. Okay, cool. Safe, clear moves, valid moves, no penalty.
This is lap 2 of
This is always what they actually used to do when they raced here, I'm pretty sure, go that far out. I don't like, yeah, that always happens to me on that corner. I don't actually know. I think it changes radius at a certain point throughout it, or during while you're going around it, and the steering on this isn't sort of precise enough to actually keep a consistent angle going. What am I saying?
race order. In first
The
place,
steering, ultimately, many of the problems with the way it's being controlled is because the steering is semi-analog and the throttle and brake are completely digital.
Hang on. He's hit Larini.
Larini hit me!
In
How do you judge that? I clearly went up in the air from behind.
fifth position,
Yeah, whatever.
Johnny Herbert. In sixth position,
I'm playing Toka touring cars in
Giancarlo
PS1.
Fisichella.
couple of weeks ago, and that had a sort of interesting, like it could be worse, you know, with this analog steering situation, because that game, on its Platinum release anyway, which is the one I have, they actually patched in DualShock support, which is interesting. I feel that's sort of, you don't really get that what with this whole newfangled internet business. But yeah, like, you know, there was, when games got re-released, they would sometimes have new features in them. But yeah, Tokyo Touring Car has DualShock support and analog controls in the Platinum release. But the way they do it is like, you can tell that it's like everyone's kind of first attempts at how doing analog steering works on a driving game, because essentially on that game, if you press left or right on the analog stick, it's as though you if you had like a steering wheel in your hands, it's like you just like turned it 90 degrees, so it just kind of maps the analog stick to like steering angle. So even though like this game, there's an axis to it, right, where it's like on one end is this game where essentially the analog stick feels like you're just moving a stick over a D-pad, and then there's Tokyo Touring Cars where the analog will send you into the wall unless you steer at the exact perfect angle every time. But, you know, even the best analog controls in the world for steering can't necessarily get around the digital throttle and brake.
It's the penultimate lap.
But it's only a problem if you feel like you're trying to play this game like realistically, and we've seen several reasons why that's a fool's endeavour. Give it a couple of clean laps though. Come on. Oh no, he's going to come across on me. There you go.
He was actually going faster than the race leader over the first section of the course. Oh my word! He's hit Johnny Herbert.
Oh, barely. Come on. It's not worth that.
To fifth place.
It's not worth that sort of level of shot, is it? Come on.
Time and split two.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, come on.
Almost certainly a collision.
Trying to race fairly here. I should have killed him. This game's not giving me any reason not to just kill these guys, or I've not set myself up, to be fair. That's not really the game's fault. I have not set myself up properly for any reason not to just murder everybody.
Michael Schumacher in second place. Williams number 1.
Now, that was a genuine mistake. I didn't mean to do that.
He's collided with Irvine.
That was an actual mistake. Despite what I Officer, I take back any suggestions that I was going to kill these drivers on purpose, because that one was actually an accident, so that's a lesser charge. I didn't mean to kill him, I'm just not paying attention.
That's one in third place.
Thought I had. It's hard to know. You can't trust that these AIs are exactly where you left them, you know? Alright, is there any chance of catching up in the last corner? We can get... Nah, it's not happening.
It's a win for Michael Schumacher.
Nah, just about.
The Tifosi
Whatever.
will be absolutely ecstatic.
It was actually quite a fun race in the end. I only made a couple of embarrassing mistakes. And we're setting up a little bit of a three-way battle for the championship here. Working out pretty well. I think we're probably pretty safe on the constructors. Well, you know, I'm just gonna throw that one out there. Yeah, we've got time for one more. Silverstone. It's good. I think that's an appropriate place to end it, to be fair. So we'll do this race. We'll have a chill time.
Welcome to Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix. This year, the
What are you going to say about
familiar
this one?
3.2-mile circuit here in Northamptonshire has had another facelift. Although the changes, which Damon Hill had a hand in, will hopefully make this an even more exciting race. The most dramatic change is the flattening of Copse Corner to make it faster. So, we should see some overtaking there. Back in 1995, Johnny Herbert had a marvellous win in front of the home crowd. Let's hope one of the British drivers will be standing on top of the podium today.
Yeah, that's you know, I personally hope for one of the Germans personally, but where do you stand, Murray? Where do you stand on a German driver being controlled by a British person? Is that all right? All right, so you're just gonna like sit there.
Good stuff. He's got past. He's overtaken Hackenen. He's
Oh,
got
please.
away. He's hit Ralph Schumacher.
Oh, come on. Oh, saved it just about. Bloody hell.
He's got past. It looks like there was a coming together there.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing to do with me. It wasn't nothing to do with me. Well, that's why I nearly ended up saying that.
He's collided with Irvine.
Yeah, I think as you'd sort of,
This is
I don't know, it's funny to think that technically Irvine would have been the best hope for another British winner, as Mario requested. Well, cool thought actually, what am I saying? Yeah, cool thought would have been a safe bet for her. But I'm not sure either of them are actually happy as being described as British. So, there's that.
He takes fourth.
Irvine in particular.
This is
Dangerous times in the 90s to describe a guy from Northern Ireland as British.
into second position.
Whoa!
He's hit the Canadian.
Come on.
He's been caught napping there. I think the two cars may just have
Oh. Here we go.
He's down.
We'll do some kayfabe stuff here. You know, that's like teammates coming together, and it ruins both their races.
He'll be wanting to hold on to his position for dear life now because it'll mean all important championship points. Let's look at the lap times now. Race order. Gerhard Berger.
And again, it's always whenever I cause a collision with somebody, it's always Berger who ends up taking the lead. What does he know?
Incredible! Fifth position now.
See, I always figure you've got to be very careful on this section, the bridge section. Oh, what did I just say?
He's up into fourth.
Even though I was trying to be careful, they still braked way sooner than I thought they would. You don't need to brake like that.
As he crosses the line, only 3 more laps left. That's moved him to third place.
Okay. I'm gonna have to like check every move I make to make sure I've not just like speared somebody else out of the race. Oh, I don't enjoy doing this. Come on.
Well, I hope both the drivers are uninjured after that one. He's hit Berger.
Yeah, okay. I feel like it's definitely it's definitely worth my time to probably stop after this, because I'm genuinely gonna I'm somehow going to cause 27 years in the past a serious injury to somebody in the present day now. Maybe even Murray Walker. He's not even alive. He's not even alive anymore. At least he's not even alive at the moment. Like he might be at some point again. Zombie Walker. Is that anything?
This is terrific.
Ooh.
He's ducking and diving all over the place, trying to get.
Yeah, so I am ducking and diving all over. Right, I'm staying out of this. You don't need to brake that hard. Here I go.
Up into first position.
Oh, again, I thought this was the final lap. Still got 2 more to go.
2 laps left in which to decide the race.
That's fine. Now that I've taken everyone else out of the race, we actually get some uninterrupted laps in.
This kind of performance will probably have increased his value considerably by the end of this weekend.
Thanks, Martin. That's completely irrelevant information. There's no driver market in this game. Again, that's something that F1 pole position 64 did pretty well. That I enjoyed. You could edit which drivers drove for which team. Or something that the sort of canonical F1 series, which okay, screw it. While we're sort of on the last couple of laps here, I'll talk about what I have kind of had planned to do for this quote-unquote series. I consider there to be a sort of canonical F1 series, which is the 95 game, and then through all the other Signosis / Studio Liverpool series, which goes through basically every season. There's no 96 game, but the 95 game came out in 96. And then every year from 97 to 2006, F106 was on PS2, and then got the PS3 remake. So that's and then that series came to a close, and then we have the canonical F1 series, the Codemaster series, which is F1 23 in the present. But the reason that I started where I started is because, just like with F1 Pole Position 64, there are games in the, what I would say, non-canon, I guess, series, which cover different seasons, or there's sort of multiple games covering the same season. So for example, the next stream I do after this, if I'm done with this season I should say, because I'll be doing a second part of this to do the rest of the season, but I then won't jump straight to F1 98, it'll instead be F1 World Grand Prix on N64, because that is also a game of the 97 season. And then from there we also have F1 World Grand Prix 2 on N64, with F1 World Grand Prix on Dreamcast, and I don't have a Dreamcast, and I don't know if I'll be able to emulate a Dreamcast, so I may have to make a slightly imperfect. I was able to do everything that I possibly wanted to do, unless I'm prepared to spend some money, or figure out Dreamcast emulation, which I've never tried. But yeah, there's 2 Dreamcast games to play for that. Wow, if I wanted to. There's F1 World Grand Prix on PlayStation. There's one arcade. There's the EA series. There's a lot of F1 games, and I wanted to play all of them at some point. That's the point of the series here. I'm going to go kind of up through every season and play each game that's based on it. Maybe, I don't know. I'd like to do a full season just because I'd like to see what every game interprets for every one of the tracks in it. That's kind of why I've committed myself to doing this relatively repetitive endeavour here. Well, it's a shame not to do Old Hockenheim right now, but we've not been going that long, and I probably could go on like I've done longer streams, I'm not like retiring due to fatigue, but it turns out that I maybe wasn't in as much of a mood for streaming as I perhaps intended, or perhaps expect to be this Saturday night. I've got some Balatro to play. Balatro, I don't know how you say it. I hope that saved the game. I don't. In fact, we can find this out. We can find out for now. Let's try this. What happens if I now load the game? Have I just screwed myself? Okay, cool, sweet. That did work. In fact, I'm just going to say I'm going to resave over it just to make absolutely sure that it's not going to do something stupid later. I don't like this. I don't like that this is abandoned championship. Whatever. We know it works. Alright. So yeah. Oh, can I change this from here? That's kind of part 1, I guess, of F1 97. At some point in the future, I'll come back and finish this championship off. At some point in the future, I'll finish off Spyro the Dragon as well. I've got other stuff to stream at some point. I feel like I end all of my streams by listing off all the things that I could do one day and then never actually do. But that's kind of my problem, not anybody else's. I'm still working on the Sony published games series as well. So I guess at some point it'd be worth the fact that I've got some more footage of this, so I could put that in at some point. Anyway, whatever. I'm thinking aloud here. Anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. The almost certain effort of Untitled Benson to win the championship in '97 will continue at some other time. Thanks again, and hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, or day, or whenever it is.